Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. What's up? This is your boy Galaxy on Comic-Con Radio. Today we have an amazing guest in our studio, straight from the cast of Z Nation on SYFY. We have Natalie Jongjaroenlarp. Yay, I said it. There you go. She is lovely and amazing, and we are proud to have her in the studio. She's someone to look for as she goes sky high in Hollywood. And she's currently on Z Nation as Red. Check out this amazing show with Natalie. Stay tuned. Love you guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Galaxy signing in for Comic-Con Radio. Coverage of pop culture events from around the globe. Amazing interviews with celebrities. Daily recaps and reviews of popular television. The Walking Dead. Z Nation. Van Helsing. DC Titans. Flash. The Legends of Tomorrow. Black Lightning. American Horror Story. The Green Arrow. Movie reviews. Everything Comic-Con and fandom from around the globe. Comic-Con Radio. Get ready to enter our universe. Let's go. Hey, what's up, guys? Today we have Natalie on the show. She's from Z Nation, and I'm going to have her pronounce her name for you guys because I know we got a lot of fans sending in questions and saying, how do we pronounce her name? You know, she's amazing, but how do we say it so we don't say it incorrectly and yada, yada, yada. Good afternoon, Natalie. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Amazing. You know, today's an amazing day. We have you, we have Natalie on the show from Z Nation, and I'm holding back on saying your last name because I want you to say it. So how do you pronounce your last name?
Jongjaroenlarp.
There you go. That's cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's a little tricky. I know. It has a silent O in the middle. No one knows about it.
Yeah, it's Jongjaroenlarp. And I tell everybody that, but they're like, no, you're not saying it correct, Galaxy. Come on. I'm like, well, we're going to ask her ourselves.
No, you got it.
Thank
I'm
you.
impressed.
Yay.
First go around, you got it.
Yeah. So we're a little crazy on this show, but we don't curse because we're good. But you can if you want. It's okay. But I try to stay cool, and I'm very positive, especially having you on the show. We're really excited.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited to be here. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Wonderful. So I got a whole bunch of questions. I want to go over a whole bunch of things with you. I know you're ready for it. And, you are Red from Z Nation. Whoa.
That's right. Yes, I am.
So I have a question for you. You know, like, where were you born? Where were you raised? Are you from the United States, Canada, or?
I am from California. Yes. I was actually born and raised in San Diego before I moved up to Los Angeles when I was in high school.
So you're a native here. That's great.
I am. I'm native. Yeah. Southern California all the way.
Well, when we get our new studio up in Hollywood, we're going to have you come for a live interview with the cameras and everything, because we're going to be launching that soon. So we'd love to have you there.
Congratulations on that. That's amazing.
Thank you so much. You know, a lot of people thought that Z Nation was a Canadian show like Winona Earp and Van Helsing and all those things. But no, we had to correct everyone. We were like, no, it's filmed in Washington. It's a U.S. show because it launched in the Canadian channel first, right? On, I think, Space Channel, and then it moved to SYFY, and now it's popular. Is that correct? Or how was the transition?
Oh, I don't know. That's actually a very good question. I'm not sure myself, but that doesn't sound too far off because I do know that Canadians can see it on Space Channel. Yes, and I know that we have some other, fans around the world, and I'm sure they use other feeds to get our show, not the American feeds.
So I hear that you're a spicy food enthusiast.
I am. Yes, I am. It comes with the territory. I'm half Thai. I grew up with spicy Thai food, for sure. That's my roots right there. So
spicy food's in your heart. That's why. Is it because you're a Red character on Z Nation? So spicy food, Red, it kind of gives you that fiery, fierce kind of character.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Red she's a fierce, fiery character. So definitely, I definitely relate to her on that with my love for spicy food. It's just, it's my friends get so confused, you know, when they first meet me, and then we go for, you know, ramen or we go for Thai food. You're like, how are you asking for more Thai chili peppers on that rice? Like, how are you asking for more peppers for that dish? And I'm like, because you can never have enough spice. That's why.
That's it. Spicy
Yep.
red.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
That's
Spicy.
it. So, you know,
Yeah.
Red's a strong character. You just said it, you know. She's a very strong character,
Yes,
and she portrays that on TV. Is a bit of Red in Natalie?
definitely. Yes. Yes. A little bit of Red is definitely in me. She has taught me a lot about, you know, coming into my own, just because her as a character, she's put into all these life and death situations, right? And, you know, I've never had to confront that in my real life. So I've learned how to be strong and cope with that kind of a catastrophe and disaster like that through the show, playing her. But I will say that I connect with her on her fearlessness and the loyalty that she has to protect her family and the people that she loves. She's the type of character that the moment that she loves you, she's all in. She's a ride or die, you know? She's that kind of girl. And so I relate to that because I have a younger brother who I have been very protective of since I was little. And also I have parents that actually support me in what I love doing, being a creative artist. And so I'm very protective of everyone I love as well in real life.
That's a wonderful trait. You know, you don't see that often. A lot of people, when they get into like television, and they're like, well, family, they're cool, but I see them once a year. So that's really great that you still have that connection. And your parents must have been the first people you told once you got the part. Were they it, or who was the first?
100%. 100%. They were the first ones that I told, because they, from day one, have supported me, and I get emotional just thinking about it. But you know, I can't thank them enough. I knew when I was about 3 years old, I knew that I wanted to be an actress, and I told my parents, and they said, okay, well, if you want to do this, you know, let's put you in, you know, some community theater. Let's see if you can, you know, do auditions. Let's see that you go with this, you know, and stick to it. Because a lot of people say that they want to do it, but then they don't put in the work, right, that it needs. And I continued to, you know, audition for community theater roles. And I got to be with Patio Playhouse. Shout out to Patio Playhouse in San Diego. That was kind of my roots of growing up in the theater, doing musicals there. And then I continued to explore theater in high school. I went to Performing Arts High School up here in Los Angeles, and I continued to pursue it in college as well. I went to an acting program at UCLA. So I think they take me more seriously now, that's for sure. But they have been supportive from day one, and I can't thank them enough. But yeah, the moment that I found out about Z Nation, it was amazing. You know, I couldn't believe it the moment that I found out, because it's kind of strange, because I used to work at a steakhouse restaurant here in Los Angeles, and it was about, I remember, 10 minutes before I was supposed to clock in for my shifts, I got the call that I landed the role. I didn't know what to say or what to do. It's blowing my mind that they were even calling me. And then I just remember that the whole shift was just this blur. You know, I don't even remember working the shift. I know I worked the shift, but I don't remember any of the events that happened after that. Like, my mind went blank, and I was just so excited. And I am just so grateful to the creative team that we have on Z Nation. They took a chance on me being a new actress. This is the first show that I've ever been on. And so I'm just really grateful.
That's wonderful. So you were like serving steaks, and they were like, can I get this medium? And you gave it to them well done. And I remember I was eating at that steakhouse, and my steak came out wrong, Natalie, that day. I remember I was like, my God,
so
who is this girl, Natalie? And then I saw you on Z Nation. I'm like, she must have got the part. That's why she gave my steak wrong.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, actually, I came back from filming, and some of the regulars that came in said, hey, where were you? You know? And I said, oh, you know, I just, you know, was filming, and they were asking me about it, and I told them about the show, and they were like, what? You're on a show? This is crazy. You know? So it was just kind of funny. That I found out right before I was supposed to clock in to my shift.
And you know what we got to get you into? We got to get you into the conventions. We're going to invite you to ours. We are planning an amazing new convention that's focused on like Z Nation and Winona Earp. And we're going to invite you as a special guest, and we would love to have you there because you need to do this full time, girl.
I would love to. Yeah, that's my goal. That's my dream. Yes. But thank you so much. I would love to.
I know a lot of actors and actresses. Let me tell you, I talk to a lot of them. And the second they get a gig, they're like, that's it. I'm famous. I'm not going to work anymore. I'm going to go live on someone's sofa and like bum it out. People don't realize that it's hard. Just because you're on a television show doesn't mean, oh, you're a millionaire right off the bat. It takes time.
You know, I know that I have to work to get there, but I'm willing to put in the work because I love what I do so much. But really, I just want to touch people, you know, and that's what acting, that's what it's given me.
I hope a major producer listens to this episode and a director.
Aww.
And they go on Z Nation and they watch your role and they're like, we got to get her in because you deserve it. You're great. And,
Thank you.
Here's the thing. You're on Z Nation. You're an amazing character on it. A lot of fan followers, but also there's not a lot about you out there. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So hopefully slowly we're going to like open up the doors for Natalie and everybody's going to be like, whoa, hey, how did we miss that girl?
I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for
Really
being
sweet.
such a tough person on the show. This is a question everybody's been asking me, and I usually don't say, hey, I have a question for you. But, 5K, he was your little sidekick buddy, and you had an interview with him in the past, and he's pretty, he's pretty good. It's funny, his interviews. How is it now that you don't have him on the show with you? Does it feel weird? And you shifted from 5K to 10K, you upgraded. So how does that feel?
Yeah. It's definitely different. I will say that because Holden, shout out to Holden. He is such a talented actor. I know down the line, his name is going to be up in lights, and, I can't wait to see his career bloom like that because he deserves it. And the thing about Holden is that he has such a funny personality, but more than that, his heart, he has the biggest heart, he's that person on set. When I was working with him, season 3, we would be in the makeup chair and he would always ask me how my day's going, and he'd be like, hey, Natalie, can I give you a hug? Is that okay? I'm like, yeah, well, then it's totally fine. You can give me a hug. Like, I would want you to give me a hug. And he's that kind of, he's that kind of kid. And I know that he's
smart
grown
kid
up
for asking you
now.
for a hug.
Yeah, he's so sweet. And, I met his mom, and she just has the biggest heart as well. And she just kept saying, thank you so much for, being there for Holden and being supportive on and off set. We really appreciate it. And I'm like, no, it's so easy to love your son because he has the biggest heart. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's not afraid to let you know how much he loves you as a person.
That's cute.
That's the kind of kid he is.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
He probably has your posters on his wall. I actually checked out his room. I went to his room yesterday and I saw your posters on his room, and he was like, I hugged Natalie.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
So sweet. That would be so sweet. Aww.
That would be sweet, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I would have had a drone and went to his room and like, okay, I gotta kind of like see what's up, what he's doing right now, because it's sad he's not there. We haven't seen him on the show, but you're back. You're back, and and you were just in time to save 10K. Right? You actually chopped his hand off and you saved his life.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's, when I read it in the script for the first time, I couldn't believe that the writers gave me this juicy moment on the show because, Red, 10K is her world, so the fact that she could make a split second decision like that to save his life, but not knowing if she saved his life at the same time, but taking the chance anyway, that's huge. That's huge for her character and also his character moving forward. We're going to see how this plays out in terms of how this changes their relationship. There's definitely a separation going on there right now. Obviously Sarge sacrificing herself in the midst of all that as well, that's definitely on 10K's mind. It's heavy on his mind. And I think Red can see that. And so she's starting to realize that the, relationship between Sarge and 10K may have been a little bit deeper than she originally thought. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the rest of this season plays out. I can't wait for everyone to see what happens down the line.
Well, you know it, but I know you can't say it. And that's when I talk to
I can't say.
Yeah, you can't. When I talk to a lot of actors and actresses, they're like, and they stop, and we're like, okay, we got to stop, because I kind of get some people to open their mouth, and then I'm like, oh, I shouldn't do that. So
no, it's all good. It's all good. I just wait. I wait for those times when the episode airs so I can live tweet with all the fans. And I also wait to drop all my pictures. That's what the most exciting thing for me is. I have all these pictures in my phone and I want to just drop them, but I can't until the episode airs. And then I get to drop all the jewels of pictures I have. That's the most exciting thing for me.
You dropped the big pic bomb, huh?
Yep, that's right. Yeah, drop all those, like a big bomb of photos.
People are like, oh, yeah. Were you a fan of Z Nation? Were you a fan of Z Nation before you got on it? Was this something you wanted to do? Is that the show you targeted?
I have to be honest. Before I found out about they were auditioning for Z Nation, I didn't know much about the show. I heard about it here and there, but I didn't know very much about it. And then, I sat down and watched seasons 1 and 2 at that time. That's what was available to me, and I fell in love with it. Right before I had my audition, so I guess you could say it was perfect timing. But yeah, it's a really fun show to do. I love that our show is kind of a dark comedy. It deals with real human themes, real human emotions, life and death situations. What do you do when your back is against the wall and everyone you love around you is dying and becoming a zombie? How do you mentally and emotionally take care of yourself in the midst of all that? But there's also some fun moments too, it's a comedy, right? So that's what I love about the character of Doc. He has those one-liners, and he comes out with those hammers blazing, killing all those bees. So I love that the characters, they know the world that they're living in. They're used to having to kill zombies that come their way and doing whatever that needs to be done to survive. But at the same time, they find humor in it because they're so used to it,
It's an amazing,
that's what I love about our show.
Yeah, it's an amazing dark comedy, and that's what I tell everyone when we're a fan of Z Nation, and we're advocate, and we started this. Yeah, we started a movement, and we've been sharing it on every interview. It's called #WatchLive, because we want these shows to be watched live, because that's how they get the ratings, and they get to stand for another season, and they get to keep growing. Because you could have 1 million fans, but if nobody's watching live, who really knows the stats, right?
Yeah, definitely.
When you were watching Z Nation, when you were binge watching the 2 seasons, and did you kind of look at 10K, you're like, oh, that'd be great to work with him? Did you know you were going to work with him or not?
I didn't. My agent, obviously, she sent me, the audition, the breakdown and everything in the side, but I don't think I really understood that I was auditioning for Red yet. She said, this is the show. So I was just watching it. And then, later on when they said Red and that, she's going to be working closely with 10K, that's when I realized, I was like, oh, it's that guy that I saw, that cute looking, tall, dark and handsome guy that I saw on the show. That's,
you wanted to touch his hiney.
Yeah. What was that?
I said, you wanted to touch his hiney when you binge watch for 2 seasons.
I mean, he's a good-looking guy. He would look good with anyone as a couple. Really, he's that kind of guy. I was watching his trajectory with women on the show, and how he wasn't so lucky when it came to that. They would kind of just come and go, right? And there was never a permanent one that kind of stayed. So the fact that, I get to stay, at least Red gets to stay this long thus far, is really, it's really an honor. It's a privilege. And we'll see. We'll see if it lasts. We'll see if it lasts.
Are you superstitious?
You know what? Our show, Carl, our showrunner, he always says this. He says, no one is safe on the show. We've got to keep it interesting. And that's what I love, is that we all know we have an expiration date at some point, but we don't know when. And, you just kind of read the script and then you find out type of thing. That's how it's kind of been going the past few seasons. So I love that, we all know what we signed up for. It's a zombie show, and that we all have an expiration date, and we're just enjoying the ride while it lasts,
That's it. That's all you got to do is enjoy the ride. And
exactly.
And your ride's been great. You're on it now. This is in they're in season 5, right? And
yeah, season 5 already.
Yeah, wow, it's amazing. And you've been on season 3, 4, and 5 now, and it's
right.
It's great. It's a wonderful thing to be on 3 seasons of a hit show, and it's a different type of show. It's a different show, and I tell everyone it's different. Z Nation is not, like The Walking Dead or whatever, where it's like, lots of drama, then action. It's different. It's more humorous. It's fun, and everybody's like, oh, hey, look at the zombie, how it looks after they killed it. I'm like, they're intending that, dork. They want it to look like that.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right?
I love how many different types of mutations of zombies that the writers' room, our wonderful writers, come up with. It's fascinating, my favorite zombie that we did, it was season 3, I believe, and it was the phyto zombies. Like, they were the plant zombies that were coming out of the what do you call it, the nursery or the green room where you keep all the plants.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was my favorite one. The fungi, I guess fungi zombies they're called, but yeah, those were intense.
I love how they add these different types of things on them. Like, they're like part of that scenery, right? The fungus ones, the weed ones, the mountain ones. It's all cool.
The radioactive ones. Those are another favorite of mine from season 3. In Mercy Labs. Yeah, that was great, and then Murphy can, telepathically talk to them through his mind. Like, that was great.
Do you ever get freaked out from these zombies? Do you ever go on set and you're like, oh, I'm scared? Did they ever scare you, like, in real life?
It is not necessarily scary, just because, you usually see the people and talk to the people before they get into their makeup, and then you see them after they come out. But it has been kind of surprising. I remember there was this one time this season where Keith Cox, our stunt coordinator, I think he said that he's played 53 zombies in the 5 seasons that our show has been on. 53 zombies now. He's been in pretty much every type of zombie that's come out. But he came out of the makeup chair, and I didn't realize, because we didn't talk before that. And I go up to him and I'm introducing myself. I'm like, hey, what's your name? My name's Natalie. Nice to meet you. And he goes, it's Natalie. It's me. It's Keith. Why are you introducing yourself right now? I was like, Keith, what are you talking about? And I realized in that moment, the makeup team is just so phenomenal with how they spend hours creating and putting every detail to make these zombies look as gruesome and cruel and believable as possible. I didn't even recognize Keith, who I've known for 3 seasons now. So that says a lot.
You're like, Keith, is that you? And you're like,
Yeah,
oh.
I couldn't believe it. I was just like introducing myself, like, hey, how's set? It's great, right? Isn't this great? We get to do, he's like, oh, it's me. What are you doing?
What are you doing, buddy? He's probably been in so many different zombies you didn't even know. He was like the wall zombie, the ashtray zombie. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he's been so many zombies. He's like zombie royalty on set. Everyone knows Keith has been. He's been pretty much every zombie. So he's zombie royalty on set. That's for sure.
And he does all the stunt coordinating as well.
He does. Yeah, he's a phenomenal stunt coordinator. Him and Alex Terzieff those are our stunt guys. And with the short amount of time that we get sometimes for these wonderfully elaborate, stunt scenes, they put in work, and they help us make it believable. Because sometimes we only get, one or two takes with these scenes, and then we got to move on for daylight reasons, or, we got to move the schedule along, but they make it happen.
They make it work, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. They're out there and they make it work. And I love how they're so passionate. They're passionate about what they do. That's the other thing that's so great about this show, is that everyone feels like a family now. And everyone, you talk to anyone on set and everyone is passionate about what they do. And that goes from the top down, everyone, the whole cast and crew. And, every time I talk to Keith, he's always like, yeah, okay, well, we were going to do this with this stunt scene. We were going to, have you roll around this way and do this. But I'm thinking if we add a kick in there and then we roll around and then you turn around and the camera's going to be right here, like this will be even better. Like you get more coverage. He's always trying to make it comfortable for all of us on set. And he's always trying to make it fun for us on set. And he enjoys making these stunt scenes as violent and as in your face as possible. It's
now,
great.
Do you have any martial arts experience or any kind of dance or anything that keeps you, into that role?
Yeah, I have a little bit. I don't have a whole lot, I will admit. But I have kind of dipped my feet in Muay Thai and Krav Maga classes that I've taken before. And I've, delved into a little bit of boxing, but not a whole lot. And I did a lot of stunt classes, stage combat classes, I should say, when I was in college. So I was prepared to, do these kinds of scenes where you have to make it as real as possible, but then you have to, kind of slow-mo it at the very end. Like if you're going to punch a guy in the face, you go really fast and then, you make it slow at the end, just for the camera to get it, which a lot of people don't know is how we make our scenes, happen. But yeah, I've delved into it a bit, and I definitely know how to move my body. And I think that that's definitely helped me, with my job that I have to do on Z Nation. So it's a lot of fun. My favorite part.
That's your favorite part. Well, Muay Thai is a great art form, and that's from your home nation, right? It's from Thailand, right?
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to, actually, I used to go to Thai school. No one knows this, but I used to go to Thai school. I went to Thai school for 3 years, and I learned the language, and I did Thai dance after school. But in addition to Thai dance, I also did Muay Thai. They had big boxing bags and the gloves. There is this our teacher. His name is Kuma, and he would shout out to him. But he would come out and he would show us how to kick properly. And it was great. And we would spend hours out there in the sun and just, kick at these bags. And it was a great stress reliever. And, I loved learning more about my culture through Thai dance and also doing Muay Thai as well.
That's lovely. That makes a person so well-rounded when they learn their culture and even other cultures, right? You just learn everything and just take it in. And when you learn other cultures, you become well-rounded. And I've talked to many other actors and actresses, and they said understanding other cultures helps you with your roles. That helped you probably, right?
Definitely, yeah. Understanding where you come from is so important, because I think it forms where you're going. It informs your present, and it also informs where you're going in life. And I think that has helped me have a more worldly perspective. And I think I have a better perspective and more sympathy towards others' plights, in that way, because I've seen, different walks of life. My parents, they actually send my brother and I off to Thailand every summer when I was growing up. So I really appreciated that, because they made sure that we understood where we come from and our roots, and that we don't feel as separated from the family in Thailand, even though we're living in the U.S.
That's amazing. A lot of parents don't do that. So you got to give them let's give a big 2 thumbs up for Natalie's parents, because that's an amazing thing to do. No, it's true. It's so cool. It's wonderful. It taught you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And they definitely instilled that in me at a young age, to understand not just what's going on in the U.S., but what's also going on in Thailand and in other parts of the world. And that, life is not just our daily life and the routine that we get into. It's not just what we see. There's so much more world and so much more so many more people, beyond that. And they definitely helped me see that by helping me feel connected more to my family in Thailand. So I thank them every day for it, actually, now that I'm a little bit older.
That's really
yeah.
great. Do you go to your parents for a lot of advice? Like, here's the thing. A lot of people, they have like a buddy or this or that, but do you go to your parents mostly for everything?
I do. I have my family and I, it's just my parents, my brother and I, so we're really tight as a group of four. And, I could talk to them about anything, really. I mean, both my parents are very supportive. They don't always agree with, my decisions. We have disagreements and everything, just like every other family, but we definitely always believe in, communicating and having an open door policy where, everyone can talk about whatever they need to talk about. I love my parents, and I'm very, very grateful to have them in my life, for sure.
That's lovely. That's so great. And when they hear this, they're going to love you even more. And then they're going to be like, come home for a nice home cooked meal. Daughter, we love you back.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think they're going to hear this and they're going to be like, yeah, right. Like, this is what you did the other day. You didn't tell them about that,
Hey, that happens. Everybody does that. Yeah. Parents forget that. They forget it. And you forget it too, because you're family. You're so close with your family. Are you close like that with your co-stars there on Z Nation?
Definitely. My co-stars are different from my family for sure, but we are very close. Like I said, it feels like a family on set at this point now that it's the 5th season, and everyone is so warm and so welcoming on set. I couldn't ask for a better cast and crew to work with, and I'm so blessed because everyone serves a purpose, whether it's to crack jokes and make the crew's day better, or it's giving advice with all of our individual careers and what we want to do going forward, or, talking to our showrunner, Carl. He's always open to new ideas for the show. And he's always encouraging everyone to just kind of be together as a family and just talk about everything. And because everyone is so warm and welcoming like that, it's just great. It's such a positive vibe on set. Every day I was on set, there was not one day that would not go by where a PA wouldn't come up to me and say, hey, can I give you coffee? Like, how can I make you more comfortable on set today? How can I help make your job a little bit easier today? And I'm very grateful for every one of those people, even the people that gave me my food. I would thank them, and I took a picture with them because, they mean a lot to me. Every single one of those people.
So it was easy to fit in once you started, because I know you started season 3 and they already had a little team going on. It was pretty easy, it seems like.
It was. Yeah. I was taken aback by that because I came in season 3, like you said, and the show had been going on for, 2 years or so up until that point. And so it could have been so easy for any one of those actors to be like, you know what, she needs to figure it out on her own like we did, and, leave her be. But instead, they took me by the hand and they're like, let's be an ensemble. Like, let's do this. Our job is to create, an environment where everyone feels safe and everyone feels like they can say whatever, do whatever that goes along with what our characters would do and goes along with the story, and just make good storytelling happen. And so I think that's why there's such a bond that you see created on the show between all the characters. I don't think that was not intentional. I think that was definitely intentional because, you can see the bonds that we've all created with one another, and, it shows up on screen, I'm sure, and everyone can feel that love through the screen. So I'm just very grateful.
They feel that love. Everybody feels it. That's why they keep coming back. That's why you're in your 5th season. My God.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe the show's on the 5th season.
Season
it's just so,
number
so
5.
Number 5.
5.
Crazy, right?
It's going to go to season 6. I'm telling you. And 7. We're going to pray to the Z Nation gods and say, go to season 6.
I hope so. I know everyone loves doing the show, so that would be great.
Who's the most hilarious person, in your opinion, on the show?
That would be Russell. Russell Hodgkinson. He plays Doc on Z Nation. And the reason why I say that is because he's just exactly like how you would imagine he is in real life. He's just like his character talks. He's always, cracking jokes in between takes and, making the cast and crew laugh, behind the monitor. And he's that kind of guy. He's always there to lift everyone's spirits. And it's really, really fun to have him on set. That's for sure. And the other person I would say besides him would be Gracie. She plays Sard. She can talk about anything. That's what's so interesting about her, is that you talk to her and she will entertain you for as long as you will listen. She has stories for everything. It's wonderful. And she will break out into songs sometimes. She has this wonderful, lovely singing voice that I wish she would use more often. So if you're listening to this, use it a little bit more often because it's beautiful and everyone should hear it. She's definitely quite the character on set.
Really? Because she's so serious on the show, but in real life, she's opposite.
In real life, she's opposite, and she always makes everyone feel so welcome on the show. But everyone has some funny moments. I love our show because, the comedy that's in our show, it's great. We had this scene that we saw in the 4th episode, I believe, of this season, where it's Red, Sunmay, and 10K, and they're in Sunmay's lab. And this was after Red had just chopped off his hand. So he's in this moment of trying to redefine himself, but he's also trying to figure out, what am I going to use to shoot with? How am I going to be able to survive now? Because I was the biggest badass sharpshooter, around. And now, my shooting hand is no more. And Sydney, who plays Sun May, she's showing him prosthetic options for his hand. And she hands him this, red nail polish hand that he can just put on. And he's looking at her like, are you kidding me? Like, this is all we have for prosthetic options? And she's like, yeah, man, this is the apocalypse. You got to roll with it. You got to take what I give you. And we definitely messed up some film that day on set because we couldn't keep it together. And Nat is such a good actor. The amount of emotion and reaction he was giving us in that scene, it was just so funny. Everyone was dying of laughter. For sure.
Everybody was like, uh-oh. And then the camera guys were like, not again. We got to reset everything and rewind.
Yeah, we got to reset. I know. But they love doing that too, though, because they know how funny it is. And they know that if we get through this take, it's going to be, the audience is going to love it just as much as we're loving filming it.
And it makes them look great. Do you believe in zombies?
Do I believe in, you mean if zombies are real?
Yeah, do you believe in them? Yeah, are they real to you?
I don't know.
You won't sound crazy. Don't worry. There's no shrink listening.
I know, right? I've heard people tell me, I guess ghost stories, things of that nature, but I've never, encountered anything like that or anything supernatural like that. So I can't say yet, but I know that people around me have told me things that have happened to them that seem brought on by a greater force.
What do you think about the apocalypse? Is it something that you think might happen? Do you get terrified of it? Like, if you were in a real one, would you be scared?
Well, it might happen. Who knows, right? I mean, you never know. But I think if it ever were to happen, I would be the first one to become a zombie. I don't know the first thing about fighting people or food rationing to survive. Like, I don't know any of that stuff because I've never, been in that type of situation, thank God, in my real life. But I think I would just try to channel my character as much as possible. Hopefully that would get me through. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that would ever happen? Watching
all these television shows and stuff like that, people believe in it. I think with all the crazy stuff going on, thank God we got all these TV shows like Z Nation. It's like a training class for the apocalypse. That's what I think.
Yep, that's right.
I was interviewing somebody yesterday and they were talking about time travel. Everyone is different and everyone believes in everything. And we got to love everybody because you got to understand, Natalie, we're in this crazy universe. I call it our universe. And whether it's SYFY, AMC, Z Nation, Van Helsing, Walking Dead, DC, Marvel, it's our universe because we have such cool and eccentric fans, you know, like they're so into it.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to ask that because people are like, does she believe in it? Because I do. But hey, we don't know, right? We don't know how the future is going to be. I hope.
I don't know. Yeah, it could happen.
But I wish the future's full of more movies and TV shows that you're in. And we'll wait for the apocalypse after your career's over.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's so sweet. Yeah, I know. I hope I get to continue doing this because I truly love the process that I take to create a character, you know, and I love, you know, kind of living someone else's reality, even if it's temporary, because it definitely makes me more sympathetic as a person, like I said, towards other people's plights. And, you know, it's taught me a lot about, there's not just these four walls of, you know, that we live in. It's the world is so much bigger and there's so many more other types of lifestyles that, you know, I don't even know about, you know, that I would love to learn about, you know, and acting definitely gives me that opportunity to see what it's like and, you know, to be more sympathetic towards other people, for sure.
Is there anybody on set that you run to that's always there to solve a problem for you?
Solve a problem? Yes. That would definitely be my makeup team, for sure. I'll just give you an example. In season 3, they would have to put kind of muddy makeup all over my hands, right? Because we were supposed to be outside all the time, you know, in Mercy Labs. I would always wash my hands, you know, and they'd be like, "No, don't wash your hands. You're washing it off." And then we would have to reapply makeup. And then they're like, "Okay, now we really have to get her to set. Let's go. Let's get the bands going. Let's go." And I'm like, "I'm so sorry. I ruined everything." They're like, "It's okay. Just don't wash your hands anymore." I'm like, "Okay, I won't go to the bathroom anymore. Got it. I can do that. No problem." But yeah, there's definitely, you know, I definitely turn to, but for advice, you know, in terms of career, or just advice in general, I definitely turn to Kalita Smith the most this season. She has been the most gracious, the most generous in providing guidance to me when it comes to any questions I have about, you know, how we do things on set or, you know, the scenes that we're about to film, things like that. You know, and everyone really has been like that from day one. And I consider myself so lucky because everyone has reached out to be like, "Hey, you know, what do you want to talk about? You know, I'm here for you." You know, and Kalita has been really great because, you know, she's the lead actress of a zombie show, but she's also an African-American woman, you know, and she's like the lead of a successful show, which is kind of great. The diversity that we promote on our show, I really, really applaud our writers and our casting director, as well, because they definitely, they want the show to represent what our world looks like. You know, we're not just all one color. We're many colors and we come from different backgrounds and different places. And they definitely show that on the show, as much as possible. And I really appreciate that. So I've talked to Kalita about, you know, a lot of things about, you know, how she's moving forward with her career and, you know, this, and then I've talked to her about, you know, this is where I'm at, but I want to, you know, hopefully I'll get to where you're at, you know? And so she's been really, really kind and giving in that way. So I really, really appreciate it.
It's cool that you can look up to another actor, actress on set and they actually help you and they just don't care about themselves, which is pretty amazing. And I know a lot of celebrities have come and gone, you know, on set. And I know you taken a little bit of that. So when you're preparing for your role, do you get into like a certain mindset too? You like sit there, you're like, okay, I'm getting into the red character, and then boom, you're there.
Yeah. I definitely have to give it up for, again, our makeup and hair and wardrobe team, because it's like the moment that I step on set and the moment I get into my costume and then the moment I get my hair and my makeup done and I look in the mirror, it's like they did most of my work for me already. Because it's like the amount of detail that they give to the way each character looks. And then the moment that, as an actor, for me, when I look at myself in the mirror as Red, it's like I know I'm Red and I'm there. And it's I don't even know how to describe it. It's just really, really appreciate all those people that work so hard on our show to help make my job so much easier, because it really makes it so much easier for me, because it's like the moment that I look at myself, I know, where I'm at, where I'm going. That's really what it's about. I really consider myself lucky, working with such great artists like that, because, the amount of detail that they put in my hair alone, we could talk about that. It takes like an hour and a half for them to, get my hair alone, and even more time for wardrobe and makeup as well. But they definitely help me make it so that my job is so much easier. So I really appreciate that.
And that makes your mind at ease, and then you get into the role.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, Red, she's tough, but she's also sweet on the show. She's like caring. She's not like a total she's a badass on the show, but like she's also a nice person. So that's even really like bugs you out. You're like, how could this killing machine be so nice? And especially when you and 10K interact. Have you ever used like the Red character in real life?
You know what? I think I've definitely brought my own. I think as a person, I just try to be a kind person, and I try to be a nice person to everyone, and in real life. And so I think that comes off in Red for sure when I'm playing her, because, we have to remember that she's gone through some traumatic experiences. Red has. We've never seen this, but she, her family turned zombie, and she had to mercy them. And then she finds this kid, 5K, that she takes on as her family, and she tries to make her, make it feel like she has a family that she just lost by taking him on, and also she really loves and cares for him. And then he's gone now. Then she gets separated from 10K on top of it after they've created this really great relationship. Now they're reunited, but there's a lot of time in between there that we don't see the time lapse of her just being by herself and having to survive on her own. And I think the niceness and the kindness that comes out in her character is really just her cry for wanting things to go back to normal, really. She misses her family, you know what I mean? She's like still in the teenage years, the late teenage years, but she's still in the teenage years. She doesn't have her family anymore to go to grow up with, and she's had to survive on her own. So I think that that's where like I said, the niceness and the kindness comes out of, is just really just her cry for help, I'm trying to be strong, and I'm trying to survive in this apocalypse, but it's hard, mentally and emotionally, because I miss my family. And it's like, she knows that they're up there watching down on her, but she can't hug them anymore. She can't really talk to them anymore. And so the only thing you can do is just be kind to the people around you that are trying to help you, because they're also trying to survive in this apocalypse as well, and just create a community around yourself of love and warmth. And then maybe you'll have a chance to survive.
And that shows a lot in your character. It shows a lot. And I've seen that as the seasons went by, the team got lovely and warm towards their original members. So as the seasons went by, when they would like see them again, they're like, oh my God, it's you. And they hug each other, because it shows that becomes their family, and that's all you have, and you stick together. And when they saw you in season 5, they were like, oh my God, you're alive.
Yeah, that was so great. I saw some people tweet that, and I really appreciate it. It's such a humbling experience for me to see that even one person out there supports what I do and supports my character on the show, and even supports the show. I want to thank everyone that watches the show and supports Red.
I support you. I got your back, girl. I'm going to be posting about you, and you are a family member of Comic-Con Radio now. And as we grow, we'll grow with you, and we'll always have you on the show. We have some favorites on our show, and we would love to have you come on like once a month, and we do a recap review show, and we chill and we talk about stuff, and be like, hey, what do you think about this, and blah blah blah, stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love that. Thank you for that invitation. I will take you up on that. That's for sure.
And that's very nice
you.
of you to accept everything here. It's really awesome of you. You were very cool. You know, we said, hey, you want to be on the show? You were like, yeah. It wasn't like, okay, here, introduce you to 100 different people. We got some people. I'm not going to say names. I can't say that because nobody's going to want to come on my show. But I'm a positive person. I don't hate. I love everyone. But there's some actors and actresses, we got to go through like 100 people before they come on the show. And I'm like,
oh, my goodness. Yes.
Oh, boy. Red tape.
Their people call your people. Yeah.
Their people calls my people, and then my people's call their peoples, and the people's call the peoples, and at the end, it's the same freaking interview. It's like,
I just want to say thank you to you, Galaxy, for inviting me to be on the show. It's such a privilege for me and an honor, really. There's nothing I love more than talking about the show that I love and getting to express to everyone, like I said, out there who watches our show. You know, I really, really appreciate it. You know, without you, we wouldn't have a show. So thank you for supporting us actors and what we love to do.
They love you. What do you got in the works for the future? What's your plan? What else? What else is on your mind, Natalie?
I don't know. I have some, I have some things in the works. There's always, some things in the works. I can't really say right now, but I am thinking of, my friend was telling me, she was asking me this the other day. She said, what role, if you could play any role, what would it be? And I said, I would be in a horror film, and I would play the nice, kind character that's everyone's friend and spreading positivity and everything. But then she's the one that's, causing all the murders to happen. And they don't realize that till the end, And I said, that would be such a fun character to play, because I think, for me growing up, I was always the nice one of the group, or the one who would always, just kind of be nice to everyone, I guess. I used to take it as a compliment, but then as you get older, you start to realize which people are your real friends and will support that, and which people may take advantage of that. That started me thinking, like, this would be a really cool character to play.
Is that a foreshadowing of the future? Is that like a hint? Wink, wink, wink.
It could be a foreshadowing. But yeah. But I'm kind of working on that script right now. So stay tuned.
That's
Hopefully
lovely.
I'll get it going.
That fits you so perfect.
I'm
That
excited.
fits you so amazing. That
right?
sweetheart girl that's nice to everyone, but it's like murdering their ass at the back.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah.
You're like, I love you. I love you. Come here. Let me hug you.
Yeah.
Boom. Sword in the back.
Yep. Exactly. Stab in the back.
Uh-oh. You're saying that because probably in Hollywood, it's tough out there. And there's probably a few people you want to do that too, right?
No, I wouldn't take back my experiences for anything. But yeah, I just like everyone else, you as you get older, you learn who are the people that are, your real friends, and who are the people that you start to realize maybe taking advantage of, what you have to offer, which is love and kindness. So. And
you got a sword somewhere.
They say you got to kill them with kindness, right? That's what they say.
Uh-oh, you're going to kill them with kindness. Kill them with kindness. Get it? No, I'm just kidding. It's like a dum-dum.
Oh, what were you going to say there?
That's cool. You've been so great to have on the show. Is there anything you want to tell the world? What do you want to tell all your fans? There's an episode coming up this Friday. It's a great episode, and there's just so much going on. Is there anything you want to share? Say anything to anybody out there.
Well, I can't say much, as you know, but I will say that both 10K and Red, as I said, are going through this separation, and it's causing 10K to have to kind of redefine himself. He can't just rely on his sharpshooting skills anymore. So he's been doing some deep-seated thinking about who he really is and what role he really plays in this world now that he lives in without his hand. And Red has had to support him through that. And so we'll see what happens with where their relationship goes now that he's having to redefine himself like this. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned for more. And we have We have this Friday on the SYFY channel. We have the season 5, episode 7, right? Of Z Nation. And what is that episode
It's going
called?
by so fast. I can't believe it's episode 7 already. It's crazy.
I know, right? It's redonkulous.
Yeah. It goes by really fast.
It's crazy, but it's been amazing so far. We're so happy you're back on the show. Like I said, we would love to bring you on for review recap shows and make you a regular on Comic-Con Radio.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to do all of those things, all of the above.
Yay.
Thank you.
We love you. We love you. We love you. And we love you for being in our universe.
Hey, I love you right back.
Yeah. She loves us.
Yeah.
She loves us. You remember that old
Yeah.
commercial back in the days? Mikey loves it. The cereal commercial. There was a cereal.
Oh, no, I've never seen that.
No, it's a cereal. Well, the dorks out there and the nerdies, my buddies know that. But they're like, yeah. But anyways, I think I'm one of the craziest show hosts in the Comic-Con world. People tell me, like, Galaxy, you're like nobody else. I'm like, I can't be like everybody else. So here's the thing. We love you. You're amazing, Natalie. We know how to pronounce your name now. We see you on television.
And you got on the first try.
You from LA.
You get a lot of credit because you got on the first try. That is impressive.
No, it's lovely. You just have to say it once. That's it.
You know, I thought it's not that difficult of a name.
Well, you were born with it, duh.
But I was born with it. Yeah.
That's cool. So you know what? We're excited about it. You were so amazing on the show today. We love you.
Oh, thank you.
And can't wait.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's sweet of you. And thank you for coming out. And ladies and gentlemen, we're thanking Natalie. Please go to her social media pages. She's on Twitter and on Instagram. And what's your Instagram page and your Twitter page, Natalie?
Yeah, Instagram, it's Natalie _Jongjaroenlarp. And then Twitter is @NatJongjar.
Yo. And if you have a hard time spelling it, we're going to have it in the notes on this episode. So we'll put it out there. Natalie is amazing. She got some cool things in the works. Her sweet personality is going to keep exploding in the Hollywood scene. Check her out this Friday on Z Nation on SYFY. Whoop whoop. And she's going to be off the hook. She's lovely. Thank you, Natalie. And thank you, fans, for listening. We love you guys. And on every show, I say this, Natalie. This is what I do at the end of every show. I say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Galaxy with Natalie. Have a great life. Till tomorrow. Love you guys. And I always blow them a kiss. Mwah, 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 to the fans out there.
Oh, yes. Mwah.
There you go. Thank you, guys. See you next time. Peace.
This is Natalie Jongjaroenlarp, and you're listening to Comic-Con Radio with host Galaxy.
What an amazing episode. She's so amazing. Nice, calm, lovely. Can't wait to see her on Z Nation this Friday on SYFY. Remember, tune in, support, watch the show, support Red, go to her social media, give her lots of love and support, and let's just be together in our universe. Like I said, this Friday, watch Red and the rest of the cast on Z Nation on SYFY. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, if you love this show and all our other episodes, please subscribe. You can subscribe on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Play Store, Overcast, TuneIn. The list goes on and on and on. You can go to our website. That's comiccon-radio.com. For more info, send us an email or message. You could always give us a call toll free, 1-800-976-0305. I would love to hear from you. Or you can go on social media on Twitter and Instagram at Comic-Con Radio. I love you guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Mwah. Kisses to all of you. Love you. See you guys in the next episode. Peace. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Galaxy signing out from another amazing episode of Comic-Con Radio. Tune in for your daily shows of Comic-Con Radio. Go to comiccon-radio.com. Reach us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Comic-Con Radio. You can call us toll free right now. 800-976-0305. 800-976-0305. Comic-Con Radio, taking the world one listener at a time.